Hi everyone and welcome to episode 9 of The Perfect Game. This time we're starting with the games from the Midlands Open, starting with round 1, which shows Andrew Adams against Brett Wilkie.
Hello, I'm Andrew and I'm playing Convergence.
I'm James and I'm playing Trolls.
Oh yeah, and I'm Jacob and I'm playing Circle.
Yep.
I only said it because I'm in this exact video. So yeah, this is my game against Brett at Midlands Open. He had Caine3 and Haley3 because he's practicing for the WTC, and I think there was already a Signal player there with like Haley2 and Striker 1 perhaps or something like that. So he didn't have first dibs on the best casters perhaps. So we had this, and I had in my pairing Lucant and Axis, a double tep variant with less kind of jacks. And I'm a bit thick. I didn't even know he had Haley3 until about 10 minutes ago when we were talking about it. I actually thought he had Haley2 in the pairing process. If I knew he had Haley3, I might have dropped Axis, just because I think Axis is kind of fine into Caine3 as well. You have enough shield guards to weather it, I believe. But anyway, I dropped Lucant in case he dropped Haley2. In hindsight, literally impossible. So, but yeah. Yeah, and then he had Caine3. What's in the Signal list? Have you got the Signal list, James?
Yeah, so in the Caine3 list, it's in the heavy metal theme. There's a Squire, which is free. There's a Stormwall with lightning pods. There's Ace, the character Jack, and there's 3 chargers. There's also Arlen Strangeways, and there's a Journeyman Warcaster with a Sentinel. There's also, I believe it's Max Mechanics, Field Marshal, Field Mechanics, and Chief Crew. And on top of that, there's also Ringwood.
So in my list, mine's obviously in the Destruction Initiative theme. I've got 4 Conservators, which are the 12-point heavy jacks. I've got 1 Inverter, which is amazing with Lucant for the Watcher on hit knockdown. 1 Galvanizer in this list, 1 Tep, some Optifex Directive, a Diffuser and a Corollary, because I think you almost have to have a Diffuser with Lucant. Just increasing everyone's sweat ranges by 2 and charging for free. It's just absolutely golden. And another shield guard model, obviously. And for my drone setup, I believe I had 2 units of Eliminators, 1 Reflex, and 1 Attunement. So the Reflex are the counter-charge ones, and the Attunement are the ones that do the AoE flare. I won the role to go first. Well, I won the role and I chose to go first because obviously what I'm against is a gun line, and me going first and being able to run everything up first means I can basically feat a turn later. If he goes first and he runs up, I probably have to feat turn 1, or at least give it some real consideration, or I could lose a lot. So here I'm just moving up. I'm in position. I'm feeling really confident because, again, his list is a gun line, and Lucant, especially in SR Steamroller 2016, I think it's probably the best anti-gun line caster and list in the game. It's phenomenal. My Conservators there with D-Cell go to armor 22 against shooting. On feet turn, they go to armor 26. They're phenomenal. And everything's got shield guard. All the drones have shield guard. You know, it's a completely ball-busting list. So I'm moving up here. I did ask him the threat ranges of his guys because I think he has... I think he has an ability, Caine3, where he can spend a focus and move a jack or something like that. I think he has...
yeah, he's got... it's called Flicker. No, not Flicker, sorry. He's got Locomotion. So he can spend up to 3 focus points on a target warjack and move it up to 1 inch for each focus point he spends.
Yeah, so I'm a little bit concerned of some sort of turn 1 assassination. I haven't played this before. I know he's got Mage Sight or whatever it is, that thing where he can put an AoE near the forest or on a model near it so he can see through it. So I keep my caster a little bit further back. I think I just put D-Cell up here and camp the rest again, just respecting the assassination because I don't know how good it is. But I'm feeling pretty confident here. Again, you know, I like the terrain on this map because all my Conservators have Pathfinder, so I can just run them pretty much into that forest with impunity and not even worry about it. And my Inverter there, as you can see, he's kind of in the middle part of the zone. So he's going to kind of run up there later on and just be in a, you know, just kind of have a commanding position there. I didn't know where he was going to deploy, obviously, else I would have deployed the Inverter more to like the top of the screen. But because he's a bit slow and the rest, so I had to just kind of risk it and go for the middle. I decided to run the Tep because, again, you know, I didn't think he was going to shoot me too much. I had a few shield guards already for it. Obviously, the advantage of walking it rather than running is that I get 3 shield guards. I don't have that this time, but I decided with D-Cell, I'm armor 21 with shield guards. I doubt he's going to feat and kill my Tep. I think that's an unlikely scenario, so I thought I'll risk it and just run up. I'll move into position. And yeah, here he's just measuring out what he can do. Again, my Galvanizer there has probably got the lowest armor of the Jacks. He's only armor 18 with D-Cell. Still got 22 boxes though, and he's just kind of thinking now how what he's going to do.
I find it really, really interesting that Brett's completely he's completely set out his stall at the start of the game to refuse the flank with his flag on it. So he's not playing a scenario game here at all. He's not got his caster anywhere near his flag. You haven't got your caster near your flag, but you are within movement, so you could get there next turn if you needed to. Usually you see people setting up behind the flags and then kind of contesting the zone in the middle, and that's not what's happening this game. Brett's heavily denying the bottom flank or his left flank, and he's heavily going on the right and trying to sweep round.
Yeah, he is. And at this stage, it's probably worth pointing out as well, I didn't really have a plan how I was going to attempt to win the game. I just thought, he's got a lot of shooting. I have a lot of anti-shooting. Let's get engaged and let's get fighting quickly and play quick. I was conscious of time here. I don't know if it manifested. I genuinely don't remember what my time management was like, but I was conscious of it earlier that I need to play quick because it is fairly rudimentary in terms of what he's going to do. He's going to shoot me and I'm going to kind of fight him off from there. And you can see as well, even my reflex drones that have advanced deployment, I opted to put them behind my Jacks and kind of near my caster when they're dug in. So again, just respecting his assassination and his possible ability to pick drones off. So that was my play here. And yeah, he just shot my Galvanizer off there. Took him a few activations with Jacks to do that, which is fine. I don't really care about that Galvanizer. It's not going to do much in this game. And he's putting up some covering fire templates here. Don't understand why he did that. I mean, I guess he's got nothing better to do with the Stormwall. But I don't really understand why he did that, because I'm almost never going to run the drones up, kind of through them. That's never really going to be an eventuality. So maybe he's just doing it to get a cheeky power 12 off if I ever go through them, which I guess is fine. But yeah. Now here he's put his Stormwall behind a wall, and I know Brett Wilkie plays a lot of kind of Boulder 2, double wall draft, and I've seen him win quite a few games with abusing the wall and just kind of blocking off, the ability to get to things. And I'm thinking, shit, my Conservators have only got a 1-inch reach. Is he going to play some sort of game where he's just going to shoot me and I'm not going to be able to get in combat with him? Again, in hindsight, that would have been a great thing if he keeps the Stormwall beyond the Warlord games. Spoiler, he doesn't, because then I can just get the zone. But I had a little bit of concern here. But I was okay. I felt reasonably confident.
Yeah, fair enough. Just a quick word on the terrain, I suppose, before I forget. We've got, starting from the top, we've got a trench, obviously a wall that you mentioned by the Stormwall, a big forest in the middle. The fog that you're sitting on at the moment, we're playing it, that it didn't go away. We've got a hill where the Tep is, a building by Brett's flag, some water at the bottom, and some rubble in the centre of the board on Brett's side, giving cover and rough ground.
So I was going to say, I find it very interesting with the terrain, because obviously Brett going second got choice of terrain. And he's gone for the wall, and obviously for what you're saying, but it does feel a bit far back to be useful in this scenario, if you get what I mean. Whereas, to me, that hill is really beneficial against playing against Teps, and it might just be a lack of experience playing against Teps that he doesn't know that elevation is one of the things you always want when you play a Tep.
I'd agree. And again, of course, if I were going to Tep anything around that, I'd have to somehow negotiate the moving it around that building, which is close to the orange flag there. So that would have been a real pain.
Yeah.
Good point, James. I will point out as well the cloud effect that my army's kind of standing on now. We actually played it, at least in the early game, that it did go away, and we did roll, but it didn't go away. I think we rolled below or high, whatever it is. Yeah. I think we only remembered to do it once, and then obviously it's fairly far back, so it became inconsequential soon, when everything gets kind of closer to each other. But so he's taking a bit of time now thinking about what to do. Whose turn is it? It's my turn now. Maybe I'm thinking about it. So yeah, I'm looking at this and thinking, okay, he's going to be shooting me next turn. He's going to be shooting whatever he wants because he can move up and shoot. I kind of have to feat this turn. So let's not complicate it. Let's just run up and get everything in a good position. My only kind of moment of deliberation here, you can see I put a focus there. I think I'd go back in a minute before I start activating and change where the focus is. I'm just going to kind of run everything up in feet. I've got a focus at the top. I'm pretty sure I give it to the bottom jack in the end. Yeah, here, I'll do it now. Because I want to kind of start running it up, then put my caster in the zone, then continue running it up. And if I would have done it the other way, I would have had to move my jacks through that covering fire thing when they're not on feet. So now I'm moving my jacks up. Lucant will go in. He will feet. So when the jacks run through it, they'll be like armor 24. Do you know what I mean? So they won't take much damage from it. So I'm kind of thinking about how everything needs to work now.
What I really like about what you're doing is you're obviously, because your feet, you can do this, but you're basically running into his charge range and saying, I think you're a gun line. I think you don't want to come in and charge me. So you're just going to sit back and shoot me. So I might as well put as much pressure as I can on you and force you back.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's what I'm thinking, yeah. And then I've put the diffuser here in the forest. The only thing he's going to shoot all games is Stormwall. I don't care about the line of sight, so he can probably stay there and shoot again without much care. So Lucant's in the zone now. I can feet now, so when those top two conservators go through, like I said, they're going to be higher armor. They'll take less, maybe even no damage. I'm still conscious, though, for assassinations, I think, as I'm doing this. So I think I do just put D-cell up and then camp another 3, obviously giving one out for the focus, and just kind of sit there, really. I don't really have a plan for the Corollary. I don't really want to get it shot off, so I'm keeping it reasonably back, so I'll have some shield guards. And again now, goes through. Don't think he does any damage on that one. And the other one goes through. And again, I'm in a position now where he's got to come and fight me, or he's not going to achieve much. And even if he does come in and fight, I'm armor 24 or 26, depending on what method of damage he uses. And again, this is a bit of a risk, I guess, now, because what I do in a minute, I run my tep up. So I don't have any of the drones from him again, but I'm thinking again, feet and D-cell, he's armor 25, he still has a few shield guards. I don't even think he's going to kill me, even if he really wanted to on feet turn, because the highest power guns he gets on the Stormwall go to power 18. That's with like +3 synergy from Caine's feet. So even then, he's at like dice -7 on the tep with shield guards. I'm obviously going to shield guard the power 18s if I see he's making a play to kill the tep. So I don't really care about that. So I'm running everything up now. I think... Yeah,
I was going to say, I really like the way that you've got the Corollary next to Lucant, so you can use shield guards to protect both of them, because a really good play this turn, if you can do it, is to try and kill the Corollary on your feet turn. Like, it generally doesn't go that high in armor, but obviously with all the shield guards, it's just not going to happen. Yeah.
The Corollary goes to, I think, it's armor 15 normally, so it will go to 21, I think, on feet turn from ranged. And I think it's only got 18 boxes at def 13, so it's definitely killable. I'm probably overdoing it here with the amount of drones I've got around my caster. I mean, again, my caster's armor 21 now, camping 3 with loads of shield guards. I just don't want to get assassinated, because I'm thinking if I could not get assassinated, I should win the attrition. I've got a load of heavy jacks. And I always keep my teps on the flank like this, because again, I'm estimating I'm going to be able to get a good shot next turn on a few of his light jacks with a tep if he doesn't kill it. So yeah, I'm just kind of sitting here and just hoping I don't die.
and telling him he's got to come and contest the zone.
Yeah, he's got to come and contest the zone. Yeah. So I guess. Yeah. So he's having a bit of a thinking time now.
The conservators even, they've got the one where they get +2 attack and damage rolls if they kill. Is it a warrior model, is it?
If a warrior model dies within 5 inches of them, they get +2 attack and damage rolls, yeah. So if he shoots one of my drones around the back, for example, there is sometimes ways where I can just kind of bounce the shield guards so they're in range of the conservators. It's pretty sneaky. But again, even his hunters now are pretty crap against conservators, because even though they halve the armor, they get +2 from their shields, +2 from D-cell, and +4 from the feet. So they get +8 anyway, even after they've halved it. So hunters on my feet turn, I think it's dice -11 or something like that. So even boosted damage from a hunter on average does no damage to my heavies this turn. I think what he does now, or very soon, he does some sort of a trick shot with his hunter, and I didn't know what this was. He was trying to hit a jack or hit a drone, so it bounced off and killed my mechanic. His player was trying to kill my mechanics, for whatever reason. Which I guess it's a good tactic because, if you can take some boxes out and I can't heal it, I guess that's good. But I didn't really understand what trick shot was. So now we're in the next minute or two, I set the clock over to me again. He explains it, and I bounce a shield guard onto a drone, then onto a heavy jack. And he doesn't even bother rolling the damage. When he knows I've shield guarded to the heavy jack, he's like, I'm not even going to bother rolling the damage. So I think this is the bit now we'll soon when he's explaining it to me.
Ace is only power 12, so even after Caine's defeated, it only goes up to 15.
Yeah. And again, at no synergy, as well.
Yeah.
So that's something I learned. What the trick shot thing is. I wasn't really cognizant of that. I thought, God, if he's got a lot of models that can do this, he can kill my mechanics out, and that could be quite hairy. But he's having a think now. Yeah, this is where I'm measuring it out now, just to kind of see that it's outside of 4 inches from my original target when I bounce it twice.
Oh, yeah, you're just explaining which ones have shield guarded, presumably.
Yeah. I think that's what he's doing there. So he's got a jack with a shield. That one just in front of the wall there. I can't remember what's. I think that one's got a shield.
Yeah, it's the Sentinel. That one.
Sentinel. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. So I think he puts 3 focus on that, or a couple of focus on it at least. 3 focus on the Stormwall. And again, I don't know what he's going to do here. I mean, I assume he's going to try and engage me and fight me rather than shoot me, because even with Caine's feet, he's going to do more damage in combat than shooting. Right, and I'm up in his face with high armor now, so yeah, I guess he doesn't have a lot of options. So he's moving his hunters around at the top, I think.
I assume he doesn't feat this turn.
No, he doesn't feat this turn. No, he doesn't feat this turn. I think he defeats.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't. I feel it's a waste of a feat if you try and feat into your feat.
Yeah. And I kind of wanted him to defeat this turn, but he didn't, which makes me even more scared. Next turn for the assassination attempt. I mean, you can see here now. It's not really a spoiler. He's going to move his Stormwall into combat with my Conservator, so he doesn't really have an assassination if he's taking his best guns out of the game. So he's looking now. I think he's looking for my charge threats. He's measuring to around 11 inches, I think, but I don't know if in the end he actually. I mean, it looks like he's 11 inches away there, but I'm not sure whether he actually puts it 11 inches in the end. And he's just put a storm pod there in the zone to contest. So he makes some attacks now on my guy. And from memory, I think he rolls a double 1. And he rolled lots of 5s and 6s for damage. He rolled pretty shit for damage, if memory serves. And Stormwalls are what, power 20, are they? 19? Oh, they're base power. Stormwalls power 20, I think.
They are power 20 on their fists.
So he's dice -4, at least on the initial attacks.
He does have the option, if you wanted to put Calamity on your Warjack from Caine, which will obviously make it 22. But again, like you say, it's what, dice -2 at that point.
Yeah.
So it's not great, but it's
I game him up a few times. I'll tell you when I do it. I trick him a little bit. I don't trick him. I just kind of do a little psychological ploy sometime in the game in a minute. But yeah, so he spends his focus on the jack. I think he does about half boxes or something similar. He doesn't do a great amount, which is to be expected really when you're at dice -4 against a heavy jack, even a colossals. You're not gonna take it out. And he's thinking about what to do with his light jacks now. I'll say it now before I forget. There's one point when he moves Caine. He's thinking about what to do with Caine, and he moves him behind the wall. Now I've got no intention of assassinating Caine because I think he's defense 16 or 17, and behind the wall. I'm not really going to go for a play there. Yeah. But I make him play more defensive than he needs to. Because let's see what he does, because I can't remember exactly. But yeah, he's having I love saying thinking time. My little 3-year-old, when he's naughty, he goes in thinking time. So when I refer to any adults now as in thinking time, in my head, it's if they've been naughty. Yeah. So I don't know what he's doing here.
That Junior?
I think so. Yeah, it might be.
If there's a solo that runs to the back of the board, I usually assume it's Junior.
I think that's Runewood actually.
Is it really?
Oh yeah, that might be the Weapon Master guy. Yeah.
Oh, okay. What he's doing with Runewood is, and this is quite clever, I believe he is putting himself so he can run and contest the flag next turn if you score it.
Yeah.
Yes. But I mean, I'm surprised he plays this turn as quick as he does, even though he takes a fair bit of time, because I'd be so stressing out against this. I'd be like, what the hell do I do? All this armor, all these shield guards. It's almost like playing some sort of Haley 2S caster where you can't really do anything. Well, you can do anything, but he's not going to do much. So I think he's kind of prepping now for his next turn, keeping himself safe.
Yeah, it's moving.
He's measuring my threats and stuff. And at this point as well, he realises he's in kill box. That's what he's doing now. He's thinking he's in kill box, so he's looking for this sweet spot where he can just keep his caster out at the minimum. And then that's what he's thinking about then. And then at the end, I think he just thinks, fuck it. And I think he puts his caster just behind the wall.
I'll be honest. I think he should. It feels to me like he's because he's got nothing killed. He's already down on attrition because you're going to kill stuff, and he's got no scenario play. So, to me, one of the best things he could do is try and tempt you into a rubbish assassination.
Well, what I would have done if I was him, I would have put Mage Sight down somewhere near that forest. Just shoot as many shield guards as you can down, because all those shield guards that are around my caster now, they're permanent ones. None of them are coming back.
Yep.
So take as many shield guards out as you can this turn, and just make it hard for me next turn. Because if he doesn't take the shield guards out, obviously they're just going to be there next turn. They're not going to do anything, and they're just going to keep me safe. But rather than do that, he just sent that shield one in there. I think he just sent it in to engage me. I think he's just ran it in. And he's ran a little goblin in as well there. And I think he's just trying to block me up from getting to the Stormwall with another 2 Conservators. I think that's what he's doing at the minute. And the unpainted Conservator there, I'm pretty sure he moves a model just between him and the Stormwall as well. I can't see whether he's done it already yet. The model itself might be blocking, but he does that. And now you can see what he's doing there. He's proxying. That little white base is where that other charger, or whatever that is, right base to base in front of the wall, in front of his caster. Now, what I could have done now on my turn, see that the grey Conservator there? He's got two open fists. He can get to mat 10. I could have easily just picked one of those things up, threw it at his caster, which is like an inch and a half away, and then moved the tep up. I did measure, and I could have just sprayed his caster.
It would have hit the wall.
Oh, so you don't go over walls or anything like that?
Not if froze. They hit walls.
Okay. Glad I didn't try that then. That'd be a shit idea. He'd have loved that.
I actually think that's a mistake, what he's doing. I think his best chance in this game is to tempt you into an assassination that's got low odds or decent odds. And then if you fail it, he might get back into the game on attrition or assassination. I think sometimes, because to me, it looks like he's playing a safe, long attrition game. And he's about to lose half his force.
Oh, yeah, to tempt me into assassination. I see what you mean.
Yes, 100%. He should be trying to tempt you into assassination. Even though I know you wouldn't take it, I think the best chance is to tempt you into an assassination and then hope it fails.
Yeah, good idea, James. That might have been decent. Yeah, that might have been decent.
So we're going into your turn here. Now, the first thing I'll say is I think there's one model contesting the Sentinel.
And a Stormwall.
No, there's a little goblin next to my Jack who's in the forest, the shiny one. There's a storm pod and that shielded dude. So in my head, I've got to kill these 3 models. I'll score 2. I can beat the Stormwall up a bit and I'll be all right. So what I'm doing now, I'm trying to trick him a bit now. I'm pretending I'm going to go for assassination. So I keep saying to him, what's your defense of your caster? What's your defense of those Jacks? Oh, I don't know what to do. And then what I do is I move a drone intentionally past one of those little guys there. Oh no, I think it was past the shield dude, the shield Jack, just to get a free strike. Just so he takes the free strike.
And you get the strength.
Yeah. Because I hadn't procced Hand of Vengeance. He said, "Does it blow up or anything?" I goes, "No, the drone doesn't blow up if you kill it. It's only when I make an attack it blows up or something like that." I think it was an accretion drone actually. And he goes, "All right," and I'll take the free strike. He takes it, kills it. I go, "Great!" I get Hand of Vengeance. And then I could see he instantly got War Room out. He was like looking at rules. Is that right? He didn't say it, but I could tell he was just double checking. He's that how it works. I did it to everybody, by the way, in every round. I think at Midlands, I tricked everybody into killing one of my drones to give me matter damage, riding everyone. But
as a troll player, I've done the same thing where you move a beast past them to spawn a whelp. So you can go and score a flag. It's great. Speaking of scoring flags, you obviously said about scoring 2 there. We will mention it now. that flag is very, very tasty, but you don't realise, I think, that you can score the orange flag.
It's not on for next turn. It's the turn after where that might be a possibility. So
you could move a drone there. Now.
Oh right, yeah. I don't even think about that. I don't even give it any consideration. You are right, James. Yeah, but I don't consider. Brett, I think, considers that. So again, what I actually do, so he takes the free strike. I think I get +2 mat and damage shortly, and then I think this is where I'm doing it there. I mean, there was enough room for me to move through actually and not get a free shot, but I just said I'm going to have to stick a free strike from him. I purposely moved it. I should be giving all this away because everyone I play now, no one's going to ever take free strikes against my drones. They're all just going to let them go past. But yeah, so I do that. They get the buff. I'm just checking the rules there just to double check I'm not cheating him.
Right. So you've gotcha'd Brett. That's good.
I gotcha'd everyone. So now what my real plan is, I had no intention for going to assassination. I was thinking, right, let's kill some stuff. So if you can see where my teppy's here, the shield dude, whose name I'll always forget, the shielded jack there that's in my zone, and the other 2 chargers or wherever they are that are base to base, I'm thinking I can get the tep on all these, and I measure it out. So I'm rolling now, I think, to get a flare on one of them, and you can see I rolled like a 10 there to hit or something. So they both go down to like defense 11, is it? Are they defense 11 base or 13 or something?
13 base.
Yeah, 13 base. So they're going into 11. So I need 6s to hit them on a tep. So now, I just killed that little storm pod out with, I think it was one of the Eliminator drones. So now all I need to do now is that little goblin there. He's kind of in the ways. So I have 2 options. I can either risk trying to kill the goblin with a tep, and it might fail because I'm not going to really boost the accuracy much when I'm trying to kill jacks. So I opt to just use the activation of that conservator that's nearest the tep there just to kill that little goblin. Because I think I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I do that, and then I move up. So I'm moving my Optifex now actually in base to base with the Inverter and for the Diffuser just to give them Pathfinder, because they are going to move a little bit. And again, that reflex drone there, yeah, he's running up to kill the model that's, I hit, so that's a power 14 on, I think that was a goblin or something like that was in front of the Conservator. So now I've got a clear lane for the unpainted one into his Stormwall. I'm thinking, right, fucking, this is on now. So the Diffuser moves out. Again, he's easily got the range. He's easily got the 5 inches with Pathfinder. Take a shot on his Stormwall. I think on stream I said he's Rat 5. Even though he's only Rat 3, that's when he's aiming. But you can see that on the dice, I rolled a 7 on the 2 that you saw, and I rolled 1 off screen, so it must have been minimum 8. So I definitely hit the 10 anyway. So I'm proxying the Inverter there. The Inverter goes in. I think I only give him 1 focus, and I boost to hit the macro pummeler one because I just want him down. I just want him sitting down. So I also hit with the tep pretty much. So I achieve that and do a little bit of damage on him. Yeah, and I'm feeling pretty confident now. Now I'm in the zone. I'm thinking, right, these 3 jacks are going to die or take a lot of damage. The Stormwall's going to take a lot of damage. My caster is going to be kind of at the bottom of the zone in relation to the screen, far away from a lot of his guns, and the ones he's going to have are going to be engaged. Like, unless I do something monumentally stupid, which could happen, spoiler, or maybe not spoiler, I should be all right here. But again, I'm just taking some time, probably more time than I have to. Looking at it now, I don't think I'm actually, I achieved my objective of playing effective with time. But anyway, so I kill that goblin off. I'm just confirming with Brett there that if I move the tep in a certain position, I'll be able to get them all. I get the proxy out, so it's a bit more accurate. And it kind of depends now on how much damage I do on the tep, what I'll have to do with the grey Conservator, because if I don't kill them all, I want them dead. I don't want any guns on the table for his feet turn. So, or, I don't want to leave any guns that I don't have to. So, yeah, I'm just putting the tep down now. I go 1 dice to hit and 2 dice for damage, I believe. So, again, I only need 6s to hit because those 2 are flared and the other one's knocked down. And I think there's some little dude there just behind the shielded jack. I don't really know what he is. Some sort of mechanic or somebody. I don't know what he is.
Yeah, I think he's a mechanic.
But I think I hit all of them anyway. So to hit that guy, check. Yeah, I do roll the right amount of dice. Yeah, 4 dice damage, and I just start doing some damage. One of them, I think I did like 14 damage or something. See that roll there? 6, 6, 6, 4. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. And I do a bit of damage there. And that was just my first shot. This is my second shot. That's when people roll their eyes like, what are PP doing? And again, just mental damage rolls here. I love it. It's my favourite part. Shooting stuff in the depth. Yeah. I think they're just kind of fun.
Just don't have Hand of Fate or Signs of Importance or something.
When you got 5 dice damage, you don't really. I mean, it would be good, I guess. But I guess the effectiveness of stuff like Signs of Importance, I guess it loses a bit of its value the more dice you roll. Like if you're already at 5 dice, I don't think you'd probably add the average. I don't think you'd probably add as much as if you're rolling 3 dice. I haven't done the maths on that. Just simply.
So you killed one, but not the other. Is that right?
So I left the one on the Stormwall. I killed the one that white base is gone. That's nothing. The one by the Stormwall, I think he had like 9 boxes left or something like that. Around that, and I think the shield one.
Sorry, carry on.
I think the one with the shield, he had about 7 or something like that. He didn't have a lot left.
And I assume you're going to send the unpainted Conservator in on to finish off that last charger.
Well, I'm going to charge the Stormwall because I charge for free because I've shot him with the Hunter's Mark Jack already.
Okay.
So I'm always going to charge that because I think if I charge him even at the angle, because I want to get some damage on the Stormwall. Absolutely, that's my main objective. And I can't get the focus. See, I can't allocate any focus to the charger that's already engaged with him at the minute. Sorry, on the Conservator that's already engaged with the Stormwall because I can't induct that. So I'm just making sure now that I use all the focus on my jacks in the zone. I've killed that with the Conservator that's right in front of the TEP. So I think that Conservator now, I think he's got 3 focus. He's only got 2 in that you can see on the video. So now I get a free charge on his Stormwall. And I can give that focus, obviously, to the Conservator that's right next to him. So I can get, if I want to, potentially, about 7 attacks on the Stormwall or something like that. 7 to 5. Yeah, I can get about 9 attacks on it if I want to, something like that. But I'm not sure what I'm rolling for now. I don't.
The Conservator at the top.
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah. So so I engage those 2. Just making a few attacks. Again, here, you can see I've got a lot of focus on my caster. I think someone commented on the original video as well. I probably could have positive charged that Conservator and gone in first. But again, that would have took me down to 2 focus rather than 4. I'm still respecting that assassination, maybe too much. But he's got Hand of Vengeance, so he's still power 17. He's not terrible. So I just want to go in and nick a bit of damage on him. So I do my initial attack, the charge attack on the Stormwall, and do a bit of damage. He doesn't have an Arcane Shield up. I think he dropped that, and I don't know why he dropped it. Don't know why he dropped Arcane Shield. It would have been sensible to keep it up, because it would have forced me to spend 3 focus to put Discontinuity up to remove it, which I think would have been a good thing, because then obviously it makes my caster easy to kill. And then I just buy some attacks on that last little jack. So I've got rid of those 3 jacks now. I'm happy. The Stormwalls took a bit of damage, and I'm feeling confident now. So my objective now is move my caster out the bloody way, and keep him safe, and just see what he can do in return, really.
And we talked about him holding his feet last turn. He's now trying to feet without 2 charges, which he's lost. He's now trying to his Stormwall, his charger, and Ace are all engaged, and he's got to commit to the zone again. This is a bad situation to be in, and
it's pretty bad.
It's 2-0. It should even be 3-0 because you could have ran any of those drones over to score that bottom flag. Yeah,
definitely. I could have done that. I didn't even think. I was just looking at his army and just petrified. Because again, Brett's a better player than me. I think he's new to Signar, and the way the matchup works, it's a lot more in my favour. So the player skill might not come into question as much, but he's a better player than me. He's got a good game face. He was quite stoic, so I'm thinking, is he planning something sneaky here? Because he hasn't really done anything all game. Like the list hasn't really done anything. So I'm thinking there's got to be some sort of trick to this list. Even though I've read the card and I know what it does, I'm thinking I've missed something here. Is there some downtown assassination coming? So I'm just playing really conservative, and just making sure that I survive. Basically, that's what I'm doing here. Now like I say, those 2 little light jacks there, the Hunter and the Charger, they're engaged. The Stormwall's engaged. I don't think he's going to get a lot done from range, but I'm still a bit concerned,
He'd certainly be in a better place if he'd removed all the drones last turn.
Oh, sure. Yeah, sure.
Or at least tried to.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he'd have put Mage Sight down and just kind of shot through my blokes to my drones, he'd have been in a better position because he didn't achieve anything putting that shield guard guy,
Or even dropping a storm pod and then getting a bunch of them in a line. Like Power 10s kill drones.
Yeah. And I don't get the decel bonus from that. So there'd have been armor 17 on feet turn rather than 19 because, like I say, you don't get decel. So, yeah, that would have been... I didn't really like the play that he did when he put those two chargers or whatever they are in front of the wall, like we said earlier. He's got to try and kill some stuff. He's definitely got to try and kill the drones because, again, it does open up he does have a chance at assassinating me then with feet turn, I guess. Yeah. Well, maybe he just didn't expect me to kill all those three light jacks this turn. Maybe he didn't expect that. I don't know.
It felt like his game plan from the very start was just heavily go for that assassination with the way he deployed opposite your flag. Because what we were saying earlier is that a lot of people like to deploy to move on to their flag and kind of sit there and just wait the game out.
Well, talking about the game, I talked to Brett after the game, and without giving the result away, he said his only chance of winning is an assassination. He said he's got about a 25% chance of assassinating me or something like that. And I think that was predicated as well on me making some sort of positional mistake as well.
Yeah, like you say, though, if you cleared out more drones, so to reduce the number of shield guards you have, at least this turn, when he's obviously intending to feet, or it looks like he's intending to feet, having held it for your feet, it would make his job a lot easier.
Oh, definitely. And when he was trying to shoot my mechanic earlier and I shield guarded that onto one of my heavy jacks, if he'd have shot like one of my drones instead and trick shot it onto another drone or however it works, I wouldn't have cared. I'd have just lost two drones. I'd be like, well, whatever, because I don't want to take any chip damage on my jacks, so I'd have happily lost a few drones earlier. And then he could have killed some last turn as well if he would have mage sighted the forest. And then my caster would have been, it'd have been in an interesting position then. I'm not saying it would have given him a chance to assassinate me, but it'd have put the odds more in his favour. Yeah,
it certainly makes things a bit easier, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What you don't want to do is you don't want to have to then go into this with only a Stormwall, a Charger, an Ace, and Caine's unit against how many shield guards are around Lucant at the moment? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 at least.
Yeah. I think there's something like that. Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think 7 or 8 shield guards with the Corollary. Yeah. Again, way overdoing it, but I won't take any chances.
Well, yeah, you might as well keep him safe. He's got to shoot you 8 times before he can even do any damage to Lucant, and you're sitting on at least 2 or 3 focus.
Yeah, the last turn as well, you can see I shuffled up a bit. I was a bit further kind of towards, his Stormwall. But I'm down kind of more towards the bottom of the zone in relation to the video. So now next turn, because Lucant is movement 6, I could run to the flag, which you guys lambasted me for after the game. Like, you should have just run to the flag. But I didn't even think of it in the game.
I can't remember how many times I walked past this table looking at it going, why isn't it on the flag? Why isn't it on the flag?
Because he's shit. That's the spoiler. So he's doing a bit of damage now. I think he's just trying to think. I think now he accepts almost the inevitable and he's playing for points. So I can't stress enough, his Stormwall did roll pretty shit when he was attacking that Conservator there that's just towing the trench. He definitely rolled a couple of double ones to hit throughout the last few turns. And the damage rolls that he did were really poor. Like there were 7s and 5s and things like that. So it took him longer than it should have done really to kill that Conservator, the painted one. Yeah.
How do you thinking back to the match, because it's obviously a pretty bad matchup for Caine. It's pretty much what he doesn't want to see. Had he dropped Haley 3, how would you have kind of felt about that, I suppose?
Easy peasy. Haley 3 is easy peasy for Lucant. The Haley 3 list that I've played, they just don't have the damage. The last 2 lists I played, I think they capped out. They had 1 jack in there that had a power 17 weapon, where they have kind of a Storm Lance variant and lots of the ones that do clouds. Haley 3 is fine for Lucant. I've got magical attacks if I need it. Again, you can't break the armor. It suffers the same type of thing as this one. He just struggles to break the armor. Haley 2 is a different kettle of fish. That's a tricky game. But Haley 3 is easy peasy. In hindsight, I think Caine3 is probably easier. I heard on the Channel Attack podcast though, I'm sure they, I think Jay said, I think they were trying to kind of guess I think because they did a dojo episode on Caine3, and they said how do different factions deal with him, and the convergence come up, and I think they were kind of umming and ahhing whether we have Lucant's good enough, and I can tell you it definitely is. It definitely is good enough. So now he's moving his hunters to the side, and again I think he's just trying to play for points now.
Yeah.
And he's taking a few shots, I think, at the inverter. I think he's shooting the inverter. And just seeing what he can get here.
Yeah, he can't really get Lucant, can he? So he can't clear the zone. And even if he did kill, say, your little light jack and the drone next to your flag, still couldn't run anything over there to score it, I don't think.
No.
But just wondering, actually, thinking about, we had a conversation before the recording about the Caine3 list being a bit different to what we'd normally expect. If it was the Caine list that had, like, about the 10 charges or whatever, would you still feel comfortable into that? Because obviously it's got, in terms of output, it's got more shots.
Yeah, different threats. I think that's probably a bit better into me, because the amount of volume that he's got, he can spend a turn shooting all my shield guards down, which then next turn leaves me vulnerable to assassination. I think that would be better into me. But overall, I think I prefer the Stormwall variant into most matchups. But me specifically, I think the Charger spam would be better. Because, again, volume of fire, I think he could probably get more done, perhaps.
He's got enough shots to kind of get through the shield guards, maybe the turn before he feats.
Yeah, you could probably kill a Tep with that if you just got lots and lots and lots of boosted 15s. Even on my feat turns, it might be enough to get through. Maybe not. Dice minus 10, maybe not.
I mean, he still does have a Calamity as well that you can chuck on something and make them all +2 hit damage.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's back to your turn. It looks like he's just contesting with one storm pod. Am I missing something? Is there a mechanic in there as well, or?
I think I think it is just a storm pod. So I scored 2 last turn,
right?
On my turn. So this turn, I think I'm going to score 4. So I've got the diffuser here. I'm just going to shoot the storm wall again.
Right. So just to clarify, there is now a crowd of people behind the camera, because obviously Brett's a WTC player and he's quite a big name, and Andy's a local from our club, and we're basically all sitting there going, he just needs to kill one storm pod and then score the flag. And this is infuriating for all of us just watching this going, and there were suggestions that he was, BMing Brett, trying to score as many victory points as possible. He was farming him, but it just turned out he didn't understand the rules.
My brain's not that big. I just didn't think of it. See, you get that. You develop mental crutches like that when you play Convergence. You don't need much of a big brain.
Just to clarify, he literally just needs to kill the storm pod and walk anything. He could just run one of those drones over the flag, and that is game.
Yeah, we're not as good as you guys behind the camera, are we? Though, but anyway, so I shoot the storm wall, get the beacon off, so I charge for free, fully load up the inverter. I don't positive charge him again because I'm still a bit of a pussy. Get the damage off. I'm moving the focus on there, even though in my head I'm to Brett, I'm saying I'm going to give it to the Conservator. And I think the inverter kills him. Does the inverter even kill him dead? No, maybe not. Maybe it doesn't kill him dead. Look at me moving away again, still petrified. So again, I think I remember what I did now. I tilted a bit then because my plan in my head was to cast Discontinuity, which because now he did have Arcane Shield up, but I forgot to do that. I sent the inverter in first before activating Lucant, so I was at dice minus 2 on my first initial and dice minus 5 on my next 2. I was like, fuck. So I put Discontinuity up on that. On the last Conservator, the unpainted one that went, and he only had a few boxes left then, so he did the job. Again, my Tep just having a little shoot there. Oh yeah, no, this is what I do now. I go for his caster, and leave his caster on 3 boxes just because I got nothing else to shoot. I was like, might as well shoot your caster, Brett. I'll have a go. 4 dice to hit, 3 dice damage, and look, you can see all the damage there. I roll like a 13. I think he's camping 9. Again, I hit. Look at those hit dice. They're lovely, aren't they? And I only do a bit there, but I think I leave him on 3 boxes or something like that.
Brett clearly wants this to be over. He's just sitting there going, just score the flag.
He could have told me. If he would have done, I would have gone, yeah, right, Brett, sound. I would have gone, same, mate, done. Game on. But I've had a lot of people concede. I don't think he wanted to lose just yet. I think he wanted to get a few more points.
Right. So you flick it back over to Brett, and it's 4 points to 0 to you.
I could have run that little. I could have run just that little
drone. Yeah.
That black one. Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything though. When you guys came to the table, and he was like, "Andy, you could have scored his flag." He didn't acknowledge that he was cognizant of that.
Well, do you think he doesn't understand how flags work either? Is that why neither of you have played with them?
It's not necessarily understand. You've got to think about it in the game. You've got to think of it. He's aware this turn though, because he does run that dude that he's got at the back, that Weapon Master solo. He runs him. I'm pretty sure within 4 inches of that flag or by the building. I'm pretty sure he does that. And some of these jacks are damaged. So he's just seeing if he can kill one. And I think he might manage to kill that Conservator there just to get a few points. But yeah, even now I'm not as scared now. I'm thinking, right, I'm going to win this, but just don't make a stupid mistake. And I'm kind of thinking I might have actually made a stupid mistake here because you can see I don't have any heavy jacks in the zone. You know, they're all kind of out the zone and looking away for it. So if he runs those 2 light jacks in, yeah, I can probably kill them with the Tep and Lucant, but not definitely. And if I screw up somehow, we can maybe load those jacks up and kill my caster. I'm thinking, I might have ballsed up here. I think I went a bit too ham just running all those. Because those 2 Conservators there that are by the wall, I ran them up just to say, well, if you don't kill me next turn, I'll run and kill your caster. Which, again, I probably could have done, but, you know, I don't like going for caster kills. It's, you know, it's so easy to fail, especially when you got a defense 16 caster. You know, they're easy to mess up. And I don't have a way to get that positive charge, on either of those 2 Conservators there. Because Lucant's too far away. He's not going to fall for the that trick again to give me +2 mat and damage. So they would only be mat 6 against the defense 16 caster. So again, not great odds. But then again, he did have 3 damage, so I probably could have pulled it out if I needed to. So he goes for damage in. He does kill that last Conservator. I think he tries to get a bit of damage on my Inverter as well. He knows he has to contest. So he just runs shortly one of those 2 light jacks into the zone, just touching the forest a little bit, just to make me work a bit harder. Yeah, and I do work for it. But yeah, I mean, thoughts now as we're nearing the end. It's, as we've said, I think it's a horrible matchup for Caine3, especially this type of list, which is a lower model count one with the Stormwall. I think it's a very hard matchup. Almost unwinnable. I'd say it's almost unwinnable unless the Convergence player makes some terrible errors. I think it's almost unwinnable.
I think Lucant's one of the best casters in the game into gun lines.
Yeah, I do as well. You can just... It doesn't have any tricks like Cloud Walls. You just face tank it, and you face tank it really well.
I mean, I'll call lots and lots of shield guards and deceleration a trick, but...
Yeah, I guess so. See, the thing is, even if you do put a lot of damage on my jacks early on the armor 22 ones, my feet turn gives me +2 to repairs. I just repair them. I can get them back to full, if not, you know, close to full. So yeah, right. Carry on.
I was just going to say, I do think it's a slightly different game if Brett gets to go first. He wins the roll.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
Because you have to feet a turn earlier, and he can back off and wait your feet up.
I do, but then I still engage him. I think my next turn, it's harder for me, and I think he gets up a bit more on attrition. But I still think it's definitely in the Convergence player's advantage.
Yeah, definitely. But like we said, he should be killing on your feet turn. He should be killing all the drones.
He should always be trying to kill drones. I think, always trying to kill drones. He's never going to kill enough jacks for it to matter. So always be killing drones. So here now, so he's put that hunter in. Or ace, wherever it is, it's ace, I think. All I have to do is kill it. The Tep's engaged. I'm thinking, I can't aim here. This is a bit dodgy. That jack there that I'm measuring, that is just within 6 inches, so I can just walk him in and fight him. But again, I'm thinking, this is a bit dodgy. This is how I'm stressing now. I'm thinking, just don't mess it up, Andy. Don't mess it up. So I'm looking at all my options. And again, I even consider just putting positive charge on the Corollary, running the Corollary near the jack, charging Lucant in, casting positive charge and just killing it with Lucant. I'm thinking, I'll do that if everything else fails, But what I actually opt to do is I put 2 focus on the diffuser. I boost a headbutt in his rear just to knock him down. So yeah, pay for 1 for the headbutt, pay to knock him down. And when he's not down, then I'm thinking, the Tep and Lucant should get this done now. I hit the knockdown. He's only power 7, the diffuser, so I don't think he does any damage. Yeah, I'll roll like a 7. So now I can just fully boost the TEP. Now he's not down. I should have moved the TEP, so I just shoot ace, but instead I just stand there like a pleb and shoot both. I think that's what I do. Oh no, maybe I do move it. I don't know. Yeah, I think I move it, but I'm still in a position where I have to hit my own guy anyway. I don't think I kill it with the TEP. I think I leave it on. Do I kill it with the TEP? We'll see now. Oh, that's a nice roll. That's a tasty roll in it there. Maybe I do kill it with the TEP. But you guys are just furious now off camera, aren't you? Thinking, run on the flag. Run on the flag.
You've only got 6 minutes left, so if somebody goes...
I know, yeah. I know.
And he's brought Runewood up to contest the flag.
Yeah, because he's smart, unlike me. So I think what happens is now, I think I leave him on just like 2 or 3 boxes, and I'm thinking, no, he's not down, so I'll just shoot him with the elimination drones that are here. You know, I killed my own diffuser with a TEP.
I'm disappointed you didn't win the game by sending Lucant in on the charge.
Yeah, look at that. I double one to hit there on him, then I missed the other one, so I missed both. I'm thinking, God, I'm doing it. I'm messing it up. And then I just take a shot with the elimination drone. Kill him. Yeah, I should have done the Lucant positive charge thing.
Or scored the flag. Either's good.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everyone, and tune in next week for Strakov 2 against Haley 2.